Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about getting an answer to something that is on your mind, a question, a situation. So, we're going to start with pile number 1. We have Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Leo. Your card is Mint. Okay, second pile we have Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Taurus. Your card is Mistletoe. For the third pile, we have Pisces, Aries, Libra, and Cancer. Your card is Vervain. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the cards, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1. So what is the answer to a question that you have in mind? So you have Mint, and Mint is all about getting clarity and having focus in life, having mental clarity. I feel like when I saw this card, of course, to me, mint is extremely delicious. I don't know if you like it, but I really love it. I love it in many ways, like in my food or drink. And the scent also is so sweet and mellow. And I am drawn to the fact that mint is used as a medicine for the digestive tract. And I can't help but feel like that's connected to the mental clarity because, as we know, the intestine, for instance, so the intestines are a great part of our, they're very important. They play a big part in our emotional and mental stability. So because they're like, they're such a big part of our nervous system. And I can't help but see that connection between so your intellectual ability, the clarity of your mind, your ideas, how you're thinking. So maybe if you're experiencing brain fog, maybe this and anxiety, of course, or any kind of discomfort, maybe this comes as a reminder that mint is a great panacea, and it's such a sweet plant, a sweet herbal spirit. This is not, of course, any sort of medical advice. It's just like a suggestion. Like if you feel like it, maybe have a taste of mint tea. Mint tea is great for focus because of that, because it just soothes and calms the digestive tract and specifically the intestines. If you have some like bloating issues and stuff like that, it really eases digestion, and it's such a beautiful scent also. So maybe you'll need some mint in your life. So something, I feel like it's something about getting clarity, being in a fog and not knowing what to do. So let's see, what is this situation that is on your mind? Okay. What is this situation? Okay, so very assertive cards. Marriage card. False person. And sad news. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. One moment. So we have Dark Lady. He of the Fiery Sword. And Epona's Wild Daughter. Okay. It's really puzzling. It's a puzzling situation. That's what I'm feeling. You feel something's off, but you don't know exactly what it is. And it feels like you want to do something about it. You want to do something about this discomfort, but you don't know what to do. You just know something isn't right. Okay, that's a lot of cards, but let's see. So Mars in Sagittarius with domination. Mercury in Capricorn with organization. Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. Venus in Cancer with birth. Moon in Capricorn with practicality. Venus in Scorpio with secrets. Okay. And Venus in in Virgo with discrimination. Okay. So now I'm not sure if this is someone who is obscuring the truth or if it's just you. And because we have like this Sphinx energy here, to me it's feeling like it's something like an inner conflict here. There's some kind of there's a confusion. So there are concepts in your mind that are not matching and they're creating discomfort. So you need clarity because I feel like you need ideas that you can put into practice. And right now, something is blocking that. So I feel like you need to discover something new, probably about yourself. And I'm not saying that there isn't someone in this situation, someone else, because it does feel to me like someone else has kind of brought this to the forefront. Someone is revealing this to you. And maybe it's because they're revealing themselves to you also. And there's also something else here. It's that it seems like things are pretty obvious, but you're not seeing them. And why is that? So, okay. Why is that? What is happening here? It's very confusing. Even I feel confused. So I am feeling this. I feel confused. I feel like I'm being thrown around, like there's it's like I get a message to go this way and then I get a message to go that way and I can't tell head from tails, I can't tell. It's a mystery to me how I can fit my life and my my creation, my creativity, or my initiative. It's how can I fit? How can I fit in my own life? There's something, so I feel like there's a bit of a psychological revolution here that's going on, and it's almost as if you're going to see different aspects of life itself and that you're going to be transformed by them. Maybe you have already got into contact with those realities, those new concepts, those new realities, new modes of being. And you're now left with this maybe a bit of sadness because you know something has to change, but you're not quite sure what it is. And it seems like it's hiding in plain sight. And this is also about something that you have agreed to do. Ace of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Two of Arrows. Nine of Wands. And the Magician. Okay. So to me, I don't know. This is like I know what to do, but I can't see what to do. I know what to do, but I can't do it yet, or I know what to do, but something holds me back. I go back and forth with this. I have doubts, or I don't have a clear. So it seems like action would give you clarity. That's what I'm seeing here. Is that it's like instead of using your eyes to see the situation, you should like use your hands. Get practical. Get into the action of doing it. Because if you don't practice and you don't get in the action of doing it, you can't see. You have to see with your hands. That reminds me of a movie. Isn't it Pan's Labyrinth? I think so. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie, right? The one that made him famous. There was this moment when the character had an eye in its hand. I don't know if you know this movie. There's something about that, like experiencing reality in a different way, with different senses. Maybe there's something also in that movie, something useful for you in that movie. Knight of Pentacles or Discs. Justice. High Priestess. So to me, this is like you want to see something, but you're not supposed to see it. You're supposed to do it. And I can't really, it's just this loop that I am listening in my head right now. Like, don't You're not going to see anything. You're going to make it. So I feel like this is a very specific answer to your question. So maybe your question was very, very specific. And now the answer is just this. It's very simple. Although there's a lot of psychic and psychological energy involved in this answer. So it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of information to put this into practice. But the message is very simple. The answer is actually very, very simple. You're not supposed to think about it or to see it with your eyes. You're supposed to make it. You're supposed to do it. Okay, so the Empress. You have to create. So this is about creating. So you have to create. You just have to make it happen. You have to make something happen. The Emperor and the Empress. Look at this. So for some of you, this can also be about a relationship. And you also have marriage card, and you have the Empress and the Emperor. So just make it happen. If this is what's on your mind, make it happen. If you have a project, if you have something that's worrying you, make it happen. Make it, change it, just do it. It's like very simple in a way, but maybe because it unlocks a lot of psychic and psychological energy, emotional, spiritual, it's better if you don't engage with all your senses. So maybe a bit of sensory deprivation in a way. It's like, okay, now I'm going to use this technique to just, that's why the focus. Okay, now I understand. So I was saying, there are certain kinds of meditation that focus on specific senses or on specific sensations, let's say. So for instance, you have vipassana that focuses on the breath and specifically how the breath enters the nose. So the nostrils, the nose, the texture of the air. Of course, there's a lot to vipassana. This is just one example and one very specific detail about a technique. And there are also many other techniques. So for instance, you will have techniques that focus on visual, on how to use your vision, how to use your eyesight. There are others that focus on maybe the weight of your body. For instance, like feeling the weight. So it's about touch, right? The weight of your body, feeling the weight of your body on the floor or on the chair or on the bed, wherever you are lying. And it feels like there are other techniques that might be useful for you. This is just an example because it feels to me like you have to focus on something very intently because you have to make it happen. Maybe it depends on you. It's like there's a lot at stake that depends on you, and there's a part of you that's uninvolved and that needs to be present, made present, and that happens with doing, making it happen. Five of Swords. Okay, so somehow this strange message about the senses, I feel like has also a very deep meaning for you, especially emotionally. So it's like one of your senses, I don't know, eyesight, touch, I don't know, scent. Scent is also important because of mint. So one of your senses is kind of being hijacked at the moment. So imagine that you are, this is just an example, and I wasn't even thinking that it would be so specific. It can be something completely different or a set of circumstances. So imagine that you're using your phone a lot, so you're using your eyesight a lot, and maybe that's straining something in your being that is removing the energy, sucking you, it's sucking your energy, right? And it's leaving you, it's it's removing power from a situation. And it's not specifically or only exclusively, sorry, about your energy. It's also about the energy of whatever is your creation at the moment, if it is a relationship, something like that. So for instance, you're connecting a lot online and it feels like you should be using other senses. So if you're just chatting, like texting, maybe you should use your voice. Or if you're just using your voice, maybe you should use video or send photos. Or there's something about a part of your sensorial experience that is being hijacked and that is being channeled, deviated. And it feels like you need to have your full the control needs to be full on your experience. So it doesn't mean that you need to be very, very aware of all of the senses. Actually, you refraining from using some of them might be useful. So there's kind of a rebalancing here that needs to happen for you to achieve clarity and focus. So maybe you're in a very noisy environment. For instance, if you're working in a very noisy environment, maybe you can get like noise canceling earbuds or something like that. Or you can use music to focus on, like classical music can be great for some of you. Or you also have Saraswati here, so music. There's something about music. There's something about the clarity and the focus that comes from certain sensorial stimuli. So maybe you're getting a lot of advertising, for instance, and there it's creating like a sort of noise, and it's kind of fake in a way, or seeing a lot of fake things. Maybe you're a very, very visual person and you're trying to explore different visuals, and now that online culture and the internet is completely crowded by AI and AI slop and AI imaging generated by AI, maybe you're kind of overwhelmed by it because maybe you're very visual, so it's very everything is so striking and it's so exaggerated. And even it's very difficult for some people to tell what is fake and what is real. What is fake and what is real? I don't know, maybe this is also a subject that affects you specifically. There's something about the senses, like this weird feeling, like something is like playing around with my senses, and there's some sort of mischievous energy that you have to cut, you have to remove from your life. And also be very mindful of your environment, how you can add or subtract things that create mental clarity, sort of decluttering of your senses, okay? Because you need to create, so there needs to be some sort of like a blank canvas. your mind needs to be your blank canvas, not someone else's. So So yeah, you do what you have to do to focus on the things that you want. And you control and harness the power of your senses to focus on that. Laser focus, it feels like it's what you need right now because you need to make it happen. You need to make it. Then you get to see it and enjoy it and appreciate it. First, you just focus on making. That might mean that you have to declutter, organize, and also leave maybe even some people or interactions behind you because they're not. It's like you need a certain scent around you, and it's sweet, but it's also purifying. So some relationships might not be able to compete with that at the moment, but you just need to do. That's the answer to your question. So thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, your card is mistletoe. And mistletoe tells us that the hardships are over. So you're approaching the healing part of your journey. It is about regeneration, and it's also about fertility. So something new that is going to be born out of this hardship. Interesting. Okay. So let's see. What is the answer to something that is on your mind at the moment? Okay. What is the answer to something that is on your mind right now? Okay, that's it. Good gentleman. Rich girl. False person. And his thoughts. Okay. G-O, the slow. The feline. And, oh, sorry about that. So you have iris of the rainbows. And it's almost the same meaning as mistletoe. So it's about the calm after the storm. So the rainbow has appeared. You know you're close to another phase of your life and that a lot of hardship is now behind you. Okay, so let's see if we can fit the cards here. Okay, like that. Okay, so let's see what else do we have for pile number 2. Mercury in Aries with restlessness. Mars in Aquarius with rebellion. Moon in Cancer with friendship. Moon in Leo with appreciation. And Sun in Virgo with health. Huh. It feels like you're reviving something, or that something is going to be revived. It has been a slow process. And probably before you start seeing the improvements and before you start seeing the harvest, let's say, before you start to appreciate the fruits of your labor, there's something missing. So there's a piece missing here. There's a piece missing here, and it's about healing that. So healing that relationship, healing that connection, healing that part of your life, a memory. There's something here that needs to be healed before you move on. Something here needs to be healed. 3 of Cups. I don't know. It feels like you're going to meet someone and that you're going to heal something with them, or something is getting healed because of that meeting, maybe? 8 of Pentacles. I don't know. Maybe you've... So this is someone that maybe you've worked with, or it doesn't feel like it's recent, let's say. It seems like it's someone that has been with you for a while. So you feel like you know that person very well, and they also feel the same, probably. It's a very authentic connection. But it can cause discomfort sometimes. There's something uncomfortable. 6 of Swords. Maybe you're apart. Maybe you're distanced, physically apart, and that creates restlessness. Or there's something that you don't agree on. It's like you have distance between you in a certain aspect of life, or in your beliefs, in your ideas, or what your desires for the future are, what your dreams are. But it seems like it's a long journey, like it's taken you a long time to get to the point when you can share with this person, or maybe you have a long relationship, or you're just on your healing journey and it's been a while. It's been a long time. You have Wisdom with Saraswati, and this is the High Priestess. And Ace of Pentacles. So if you haven't been in a relationship for a long time, maybe this is also about that. Like you've chosen not to be in a relationship, but someone is about to change that, but it's a part of your healing process, so it is like a slow process. And there's something that you need to do before you continue with that process. But it's something that's going to come naturally to the forefront, because it feels like it's like an inner wisdom, okay? It's an inner knowing that things should be a certain way, or that you want to start things the good way, in a good way. You want things to be clean from the start. And clear and healthy. Okay, so what is this false person about? Because it doesn't feel like any one of you, because I feel like this is about a connection. I don't feel like this is you. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and these two. Fertility with Esanat Lehe and the Five of Cups. So I usually don't get these kinds of readings, but I'm getting this like triangle. So maybe there's one person that's going to be left out of this relationship, and or maybe there's some sort of issue that took a while to solve, because maybe one of you was committed to someone else, or I'm not sure if there was a family. I don't see family, I just see relationships. So like no children or anything like that specifically for, so for now that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more just relationship. So that can be, it's possible that there are children, but I'm not seeing them. So they're not, it's almost as if they're not affected by it. So maybe they're grown up, or maybe it just doesn't really, it's not a part of this equation. So this feels to me like someone is left out of this, but they still have their energetic imprint, and maybe it's about that person that's going to leave this relationship, that's going to leave this dynamic. It's about healing something with them. Six of Wands or Staves, Two of Staves, Two of Wands, and the Prince of Staves. Wow. It's a lot of wands. So it's very passionate energy. So what I'm feeling here is that you should follow your passions. Whatever inspires you and makes you feel in love, fascinated by something. So, and if you have doubts about this relationship, it does feel like it's going to move forward. That's what I'm seeing. And that whatever the outcome is, so for some of you, if you're disconnecting, if you're the one disconnecting, it also feels like you're healing from it, like you're going to be over it in an instant, like just like that. So it doesn't feel like it's something that's going to leave sadness or to leave a mark on you, because you're going to heal from this. So maybe this would be like the worry that's on your mind. That's what I'm telling from this reading, is that you would be maybe afraid of hurting the other person or of you being hurt, but it feels like it's going to heal very easily. And that whatever happens next, it feels like the other person has you on their mind, and they're thinking about you, and they want you in their life. They want to create something with you. And I also feel like if you're the one that's leaving, that person will think of you in high regard, like with high esteem, and they will continue to treasure you and respect you. It feels very lighthearted, the whole situation. It feels like the worst is over. So the worst part of this is over. It's going to grow and mature either way. So if you are in a relationship, it's going to grow and mature. If you decide to leave, you are going to grow and mature, and you're going to get over it. You're going to be fine. So it feels like this reading is just to reassure you that everything is going to heal and it's going to be fine. And whatever difficulties and challenges you're going through life at the moment, you're going through in life at the moment, you're going to appreciate life and the joys of life very soon again. It's going to be very quick, that move, that change. Although it seems like it was a very slow process for you, it feels like it's going to get lighter and quicker. But it's also about you enjoying your experience, and letting yourself enjoy the relationship or your own company, whatever the outcome. And there's also one thing here that's interesting, that this is all about relationship dynamics. So there's one other layer, one other perspective on this, is that maybe you've been lonely for a while. You had some sort of memory, like negative, or just, or maybe there was someone in your life that really left a mark in your heart, and after that relationship, nothing really stuck, nothing really, you didn't really fall in love with anyone else. That is going to change because it's someone new might also be coming. But they will also remind you of that past energy. But I feel like you will choose to heal from that. You'll choose to move forward very, very quickly. And it seems like it's such fresh energy and so lighthearted. It's interesting because although there's a lot of intensity, emotional intensity, it's still very lighthearted. So it's like, it's the beautiful side of love. It's about discovering the beautiful side of love that respects the freedom of the person you love, and that also respects your freedom. It feels to me like there's a lot of generosity between the people involved. Even if there's some sort of heartbreak, even if there's someone who is left out, it all feels very generous and respectful, which is very beautiful to see in a reading. It's actually, so these are very evolved souls, and people who are also, even if they're just growing, as they're growing and maturing emotionally and psychologically, they seem like they're very intelligent and that they're able to grow. So they're able to overcome whatever happens and still respect each other and respect each other's boundaries and love each other in the end. So in whatever way. It's interesting because the feline and the false person, they're not very positive energies. But in this reading, because of all the healing and the fertility, the power of being reborn and being creative after the storm passed, so after the challenges, it's so uplifting that it to me, it kind of obscured this cloud, this disagreement. It seems like very minor in the face of the powerful emotion and the powerful spiritual energy that's going to make you all evolve and grow together, even if you're apart. It's like you're still part of the same soul group or something. So maybe there's a deeper aspect to these the bonds that were created between you. So you're actually, it's very beautiful to see, because you're very, like you're kind of old souls. So you understand that the moment and the passion that you're feeling is just a small aspect of a bigger picture, and of this bigger power of the love that you actually feel for each other. That's so interesting. That's very beautiful to see. Very inspiring to me also. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, you have vervain. And vervain is about a cycle of beneficial situations, magical even, like serendipitous. But they're all a part of something that you have, like a process that you have started before. So it is about also harvesting good things from, so they're product of our actions in the past, and you're harvesting the product and the consequences of that. It's a very auspicious card. It's very beautiful, and it's also representing a period of flourishing in your life, of blossoming in your life. A bit like a glow up, but I don't really like that term. I feel like flourishing, it's so much poetic and inspiring. And it's also about magic. So there's something magic happening in your life right now, or you're going to see magic happen in your life. Okay, so let's see what is the answer to what is currently on your mind. Okay, that's very simple. So you have receiving a gift. So once again, that generosity from life, marriage card. It's like harvesting good karma. And prison. Interesting. Okay. Wow. And you have the maiden. So the maiden is like the Empress card in this deck, and I mean, it's so positive. I feel like it's one of the most positive cards of the deck, if not the most positive card of the deck. So it's about everything good. So goodness in life, everything joyful, pure love flowing freely, unconditionally. It's also about creativity, creation. So any sort of materialization in your life. That's so interesting. And now that I see all the cards, I'm very curious about what prison might mean. Let's see. Okay, so what is the answer to a question that is on your mind. Is there anything more? No? Okay, it seems like it's very minimal, the oracles. Okay. Sun in Virgo with health. Moon in Gemini with adaptability. Mars in Cancer with quarrel. Sun in Pisces with vision. Wow. And Venus in Taurus with romance. Maybe something romantic is starting. Oh, I forgot to tell you that vervain is also about reconciliation. It would be used in meetings so that an agreement would be established and peace would be established in a conflict. So there's something about that. Reconciliation may be romantic. And there's also something about the eyes here, so being seen or seeing something. It feels like you are being seen as something. Maybe seen as a very blessed person, someone who has a lot of good things in life, or that is going to have a lot of good things in life. It is also about new life. The Empress. So what more can I say? It's just creation, new life, fertility. It's about creativity. It's about materializing your dreams, doing the things that you love. Showing others also, because there's something about others, the others, what is seen by others, what is to be appreciated by others. Okay. Sorry about that. You have the Sun, the Hermit, and these two. Okay, sorry for that. Seven of Cups. Okay. And Two of Pentacles. Okay. Two of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Three of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. I think I get the picture about what prison might mean, but let's see. King of Wands. Ace of Wands. The Wheel. So I feel like I have to clarify just this part here. Three of Cups. Okay. So it also feels like you're preparing for a change. Something is going to change in your life, and it's like you're feeling it already. You feel like the wheel is going to turn. The wheel is turning. And it's also about what you do. It's about something that you do that changes your life. You're going to change your life. for, there's no way that that's not going to happen. It feels like it's something that you do, something that you create. So this really seems like you're getting some sort of boost of confidence also, like some sort of confirmation. And maybe this reading is also a part of that. Maybe this is confirmation. But I was a bit confused when I saw prison. So this is also positive and forward thinking, forward movement, forward energy, very creative, and all of the cards are so beneficial and auspicious and positive. I was very confused with prison, but prison can have other meanings. Prison can also be a tall building, so something happening in a tall building, or feeling like you're moving up in life, being raised. So now you're living on top of the world, let's say, or that there's a building or an institution that is serving as a protection. So it's like a fortification. You can think of the prison also as a castle, a sort of castle. It's very similar in structure to a castle, with the moat and the towers. So it feels to me like you are now forging your life. You're forging your creation. And this reading is also inspiring you to continue to put in that passion and that fire, and to continue to stoke that fire, to put the fuel that it needs to burn, because something is going to change for the positive because of that. So I would also say that this reading is telling you that you think things can be good, but they can be much better. So, wow. And it's not like you're selling yourself short, or that you're aspiring to things that are not entirely loved by you, or that you're not passionate about it. You're absolutely passionate about it. But I do feel like this reading is telling you that things can be even better than you imagined, than you pictured in your mind. It feels like also the magic, you've done something magical. And that is also going to grow, because you have Empress, Maiden. This is about growth and hope. So it seems like this is in reality, this is very open-ended. So you can only grow from here. This is what I'm hearing. You can only grow. There's no stagnation in this. There's just growth and expansion. It seems like it's exponential. You still have to be careful with ironing out the wrinkles, and, being busy with the chores that create this. And maybe there will be times when you're kind of introspective or unsure. It's like that's going to be a part of your life. But what I see is like a great work. It's the great work. It's your soul growing and expanding, it keeping the hope alive, keeping the story open, preserving the freedom, because prison here is almost like inverted. It's like almost like the inverted sense of prison is preserving the freedom, defending that freedom, defending something precious protecting it from the crocodiles, protecting something very important from harmful energies, but it's like seamless. This is easy. It's not like a fight, okay? It's not drudgery. It's just everyday life, and it's simple. It's about simplicity also here. So this reading, the answer is that you are going to enter a very positive cycle in your life. You're going to harvest very good things. It's a very, very auspicious reading. I feel like it's one of the most positive, auspicious readings that I've ever had. It feels really nice. It feels like spiritually wholesome, and there's a lot of love flowing and resources. There's a lot of possibilities is what I'm seeing. Like everything is possible. Like you think like limitless. Okay, there's nothing can stop me. I am positive. I can do this. You have to keep that positivity and confidence. I would say that the only advice or warning, more advice that I see here is just keep the confidence levels up for yourself and also for the people around you, and things will eventually change for the better. You just keep hanging on to that positive attitude and forward thinking, because you are going to be served by others and you are going to be honored in connection, in loving connection. Although there might be some things that you have to do on your own, there might be moments when you feel like you can't decide what to do. And there might be also moments when you just have to do like small stuff. But don't worry, because the big stuff is also happening. Everything is coming together. It's being reconciled. There's a reconciliation. There's a coming together. And also it's magical. So you did your part, and now nature, the universe, the collective energy is rearranging itself, naturally fitting and resonating towards this collective achievement that you're also part of. So it's like you're also materializing something very important, because you're kind of in sync with that generous energy from the collective. It's like they want to give back to you because they see your courage or your generosity. They see that your contribution is healthy. So it's like it's something that helps, that heals, that creates new solutions, that creates new possibilities. It gives hope. This is also about the material aspect of hope, which is very interesting. So because it's very easy to say, yeah, be hopeful that the future is everything's going to get better eventually. But it's very hard in practice to keep the hope. Sometimes things feel very hopeless, or they're very confusing, or it gets very lonely. It's hard to bear sometimes. So there's this practical aspect of hope that has to do with you stoking a fire that gives you self-confidence and pride, in a good sense, pride and joy in your life, and enjoying your passions. Interesting. So there's also something here about the enjoyment, like being in the moment and enjoying something, like even playing, like playing something. Maybe you should play. Maybe you should play a game, because it's sometimes playing is the way we learn, because we're experimenting and our brains are wiring and firing in different ways. Having fun, playing, enjoying the good things in life without overindulgence. So yeah, it does feel like you're going to serve the collective also by pursuing your passions. It's a part of your, so it's like, how can I put this? If you pursue your passions, there's something in the collective that kind of clicks and adjusts to your energy. And that will also contribute to your life in a very specific way. And now this is another message, and it's very specific. Like, okay. So for some of you, it feels like you're going to win an award. Receiving a gift, being seen, going up to a tall building, or going up, ascending. Generosity, hope, beneficial changes, being in the limelight. So there's something here. So some of you, this is very, very specific. I just saw like the moment, this moment, and it doesn't even feel like it's the recognition. I feel like you're having fun. So it's like you're getting an award, and you're not really focused on the award. So it's kind of like there's this childish reaction to it when it's like you just see like maybe the statue, the statuette or the statue is funny. There's something funny about it, and you're just playing with it, or there's some kind of playfulness and lightheartedness in that moment. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.